Hello and welcome to the USA Yoga Federation instructional series on scoring for judges. Today we're going to take a look at standing forehead to knee pose. Standing forehead to knee is a four-part pose which culminates in the competitor standing in a one-legged balance with her forehead on her knee. Let's see Courtney take us through it once. She picks up her foot for the first part and pauses, extends her leg for the second part, pauses again, then lowers her elbows, pauses again, and then finally touches her forehead to her knee for the fourth and final part of the posture, the culmination of the posture. Then she comes out exactly the opposite way she went in, and she's done. Very nice, Courtney. Now let's go through that a little more slowly, and we'll see what a judge would be looking for and what kind of score Courtney would get. The posture has a starting value of 10, from which a judge will make deductions of a half point or a single point depending on the severity of the error. There's also a 10-point score for grace, which applies to a competitor's overall performance, all of the postures that she performs, and will be scored at the end. All right, let's go to stage 1 and have a look. The primary element of this posture is the standing leg. We need to check that the standing knee is in a straight position, not bending, and the thigh muscles are contracted to lock the knee into place. You can see the definition of the muscles in Courtney's thigh. She's doing fine. We also see her spine rounded, her eyes looking forward, gripping her foot about 2 inches below her toes, and her left thigh roughly parallel to the floor. The foot is solid on the floor, not wobbling back and forth. So far, so good. Let's move on. Now Courtney has extended her leg forward, locking out her left knee as well as her right, her left leg parallel to the floor. Her elbows are also locked and straight. She needs to kick her heel forward and flex her toes back toward her face. She's missed this part as you can see her toes pointing straight up. That's a half-point deduction. All right, third part. Time to lower the elbows, still looking straight ahead. She drops her head a little too fast. There should be a brief pause at each stage. That's another half-point deduction. And look at her elbows. The bottom tip of the elbow must be at least as low as the bottom of the calf muscle. Courtney's elbows don't quite make it. Another half-point deduction. All right, time for the full expression of the posture. Forehead down on the knee. Very nice. But take a look at her left leg. It's moved up way beyond parallel. Another half-point deduction. Most importantly, though, she gets her forehead on the knee, because without that happening, her score would be 0, because the posture would have never been completed. A few more things to check. Her abdominal muscles need to be tight and drawn in. Her wrists need to remain straight. And as always, her standing knee needs to stay locked with her right foot flat on the floor. And finally, Courtney has to hold the posture for at least 3 seconds, or until the judge is satisfied that she has her balance and could hold the posture indefinitely. Let's take a look at that part again, see if we missed anything. Okay, the hold looks fine, but her right toe was coming up and down off the floor, a symptom of a balance issue and a half-point deduction. Now Courtney can safely come out, the same exact way she went in. You'll notice that she drops her leg rather quickly without pausing. That will be a deduction from her grace score. There's no deduction from her posture score because the posture has already been completed. Adding up all the deductions, we see Courtney has a score of 7.5. Pretty good for her first competition.